And ladies and gentlemen, we want you to stand and we want you to make some noise.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's go racing here at Knoxville.
Only the best go 3 abreast.
It is show time at Williams Grove Speedway.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, here at Eldora Speedway, it's showtime!
You got 'em for a breath. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
It's time to sit back, relax, and enjoy, because, ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime!
Set to do battle for 30 laps. The green flag is waving.
Hello again, it's MRN's Wing Nation, presented by Hercules Tires, Ride on Our Strength, and presented by Grunt Style. We are so glad you joined us. Aaron Evernham and Steve Post here, talking sprint car racing, our favorite time of the week. Welcome aboard. We're going to talk to the latest first-time winner on the World of Outlaw Craftsman Sprint Tour. Aaron Reitzel going to join us. And speaking of the World of Outlaws, we're going to talk a little dirt vision and some other nonsense with Ross Wease, our buddy. He does Open Red, and look forward to chatting with him as well. As I mentioned, Aaron Evernham alongside. How are you? How's things?
Very good. Very good. Yourself?
I'm fantastic. Now, so you are officially a winner.
I know. How about that? We just talked about it last week on the podcast, and you were busting me that on the Tulare list I wasn't named as an official winner. So I'm really excited. I mean, everyone says that they still consider me a main winner for the Outlaws, but now I'm in the record books.
Well, we can see, those of you watching the video, there she is wheeling the car around Tulare there to Victory Lane. The crowd goes wild. And and I think what happened here is Anthony Carini, who is kind of their new PR guy. He got the gig midway through last year. And it sounds like to me he just went after it and presented to everybody. And what they're doing is full field preliminary nights, not like Knoxville where it's a split field.
Yep.
Those prelim nights don't count. Or where it's a full field, those prelim nights count. And they should, I think.
Absolutely. I think that people have fought for it a long time ago because, people like Steve Kinzer got 113 more wins added to it. But like we talked about, he ran with the same field that night, and he won a little less money, but it still should be considered an A-main.
Yeah, so Steve Kinzer is now at 690. I'm really happy because we have talked for World Joey Saldana. We've talked about win 99. Now he's over 100.
That's
Thank
awesome.
God. Danny Lasowski jumped 100. And Ken Schrader now also has an official win, too, 37 years later.
Yeah.
How about
I saw someone tweeted that. They're like, I forget how they wrote it, but like, Ken Schrader becomes a first-time Outlaw winner 37 years later.
37 years later. So great stuff. So kudos to Anthony Carini and everyone with the World Racing Group for kind of sorting that out, put it all together because it had to take a lot of work.
Absolutely. And I saw that Ross tweeted it's been a long time coming. And from what I've read and gathered on social media, I haven't seen any negative feedback. No,
not at all. Not at all. So good stuff. That's for sure. Hey, let's get to our Classic Ink screen printing and embroidery hot topics. First-time winner of the World of Outlaws, Aaron Reitzel, and we will chat with Aaron in just a little bit. Central Pennsylvania, no new winners here. At Lincoln, it was Danny Dietrich, and at Williams Grove, it was Lucas Wolf. So we have youth movement, but we have the veteran guys still able to step up all the time.
Absolutely. Those were no surprises.
No surprises at all. Danny, actually, read some quotes from Danny after the Lincoln win. He'd struggled during the daytime shows there, but able to figure it out and go forward. And Lucas never seems to struggle anywhere. So seems to be pretty stout there. So there you have it. Your Classic Ink screen printing and embroidery hot topics. Classic Ink great T-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, hats, and a whole lot more. www.classicinkusa.com. That's classicinkusa.com. And if you're looking for more power under the hood, start at the gas tank with STP's Ultra 5-in-1 Fuel System Cleaner, STP, inside every great machine. Let's step away. When we come back, we'll talk to Aaron Reitzel.
For over 50 years, drivers in sprint car, midget, micro, modified, and even dirt late model have taken the checkered flag on Weld Racing Wheels. Legendary drivers like Joe Saldana, Carl, Mark, and Steve Kinzer, Doug Wolfgang, and countless other racers have trusted Weld Racing Wheels for their superior strength and lightweight construction to finish ahead of the competition. With 50 years of race-winning engineering and technology, American-made Weld Racing Wheels are designed and built to withstand virtually any abuse you throw at them. Weld Racing. Proven speed.
O'Reilly. Save on your next oil change when you purchase 5 quarts of Castrol high-mileage motor oil and a MicroGuard filter for $24.99, the price of Castrol Conventional. Increase your engine's performance with Castrol oil and filter specials at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limit supply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
The American Sprint Car Series is back for its 27th year. Whether you're catching the Lucas Oil ASCS National Tour at tracks like Williams Grove, Skagit Speedway, Knoxville Raceway, Lucas Oil Speedway, or any of the 6 regional tours across the United States, you'll find the ASCS Nation racing at a track near you. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram today. Then see the full schedule, track-by-track history, updates, and more at ASCSRacing.com.
Find Wing Nation on iTunes, Google Play, YouTube, and in the MRN.com Media Center.
Welcome back to MRN's Wing Nation, presented by Hercules Tires. Aaron Evernham and Steve Post here, and let's go to the hotline. A first-time World of Outlaw winner joins us, Aaron Reitzel. Aaron, welcome back to Wing Nation, and congratulations.
Thank you very much, and thank you for having me back.
Describe what it's been like since Friday night.
I don't think it's really sunk in yet. It's definitely a great feeling. It's been overwhelming with all the text messages and tweets and Facebook posts. Can't thank everyone enough for that. That's been overwhelming right there.
Aaron, talk a little bit about the race. It seemed like watching the video from it that, I don't know if it was 10, 15, 20 laps to go, you just figured something out. You were running 6th. It looked like you moved up, found the cushion a little bit, but you took off. Talk a little bit about what you were feeling in the car.
First few laps, we weren't that great, but we were good enough just to kind of hang out and buy our time. And with the full fuel load, I really couldn't go hard with how rough it was. So I just tried to hang out and buy my time a little bit and searched around a little. And, like you said, I think it was about 15 to go. We were all kind of struggling getting off 4. And I went way up top, up against the fence. And there really was no moisture up there. It was just what was built up on the wall. And it ended up working out really good. And I started picking off guys, and then I think we had a caution with, I think it was about 10 to go or something like that. And I had a really good restart and got me up to 3rd pretty fast. So at that point, I knew we had a really good shot about winning it. And then I got by Donnie, and I figured, well, that's got to be the hardest part right there. So then I got to Corey and just tried to play a smart race and make sure when I passed him, and didn't show him my line. And luckily it all worked out perfect.
That is fantastic. That really is. Yeah, I can imagine when you're late in the race and you're passing shots, that's probably a little bit of confidence right there, because that's usually the opposite way. It seems like it goes with most guys along the way. Aaron, you've got a new situation this year with Josh Bauman. How important is it to get off to a good start and to check a big checkbox off with your new team this year?
It's it's really important, but with these guys, they know how racing is, and they know how things go. And, it's a new team, and we're all figuring each other out. It's just me and Grant. We were together last year, but other than that, everyone else is all new. But, going into Vegas, I was actually really nervous going into Vegas because I haven't been in a car since November 11th, and I normally do winter heat or chili bowl or something. So to come out with this much speed, I mean, we had great speed in Vegas, and then to go to Tulare and win, it's actually it's really incredible, and it's great for everyone. Everyone's hard work coming together.
Absolutely. Aaron, as far as I know, you've always owned your own team. How difficult was it to merge with Josh? And as far as equipment-wise, did you stick with stuff you knew? And was it difficult with sponsorships? Did you have conflicting product sponsors or anything like that?
Not really. Josh and them, they let me come in and do what I wanted to do and bring over who I wanted to bring. So it worked out really well. And yeah, I've owned my own team pretty much all the way, and it was actually a really easy partnership to come up with because they just kind of let me do my own deal. And of course they were involved the whole way on it, but we sat down and talked about what we wanted to run here and there, and And then the Fulkins came aboard and brought motors for us, so that was a new sponsor for both of us. And so actually it all came together really well.
That is so exciting. It really is. Aaron, you mentioned prior to Las Vegas, you had not been in a car since November 11th. You worried about rust. But is there an upside? Is there a get away from it side? Is there a take a break from it side that maybe is positive in having an extended time period away from it like that?
No. the first few laps at Vegas, I definitely have to say hell no.
Yeah.
It took me a little bit to get going at Vegas. I think the first corner I almost spun out, so I had to back it down a little bit and kind of remember how fast I was going. And so, no, definitely, I don't think so. I feel like the more and more I race, the better I am. Last year, we ran a bunch of outlaw shows in the beginning of the year, and I felt really good when we went back ASCS racing. I felt like I was so much more adapted to the fast speeds and stuff. That really helped me out.
Aaron, speaking of the difference between the 360s and 410, this year you're planning on running the full All-Star schedule plus 20-30 Outlaw shows. How excited are you to just be running 410 full-time this season?
I'm beyond excited. It's definitely something I've been wanting to do for a while. It's only going to make me better. Whenever, when I was, like I said, when I ran those quite a bit of 410 shows in a row, I felt like I was actually getting adapted and getting a lot more comfortable with the speeds. And then, like going into the Knoxville Nationals this year, I think it took every single race I ran, because I went about a 3-month stretch without being in a 410, and we ran 410 Jackson before, and then we ran the Capitani, and then we ran our prelim night. And, we actually ran a Knoxville weekly show. I think it took every single one of those races for me to get used to the speeds again and kind of get comfortable and slow myself down at Knoxville. So it'll be good to be in a 410 full-time this year and get adapted to those speeds immediately and kind of just start slowing down for me.
So much of our sport is centered around Knoxville, and you're going to run the All-Star Series along the way. We had Tony Stewart on our MAV TV show back a month and a half ago to kind of kick off our season. And to me, it seems like a major coup that the All-Stars are going to Knoxville the week before the 360 Nationals. That to me just is a major, major good news for all of you guys that are going to run the All-Star Tour.
Yeah, it definitely is. I don't know about everyone else, but I know we start planning for Knoxville right now. We have a car that we build just for Knoxville, and so last year we tried to get there as much as we could for the Nationals, and so it's definitely good to go there early and run that race, and then of course run the Capitani and just kind of get adapted to that place again, because that place is like no other.
It sure is. Aaron, you planning on running Stockton this weekend and staying on the West Coast? When are you making the trip back to start with the All-Stars in early April?
We'll stay out here until Bakersfield, and then we'll cut back across the country, and I think we're going to try to hit 2 weekly shows before the All-Star opener.
Indeed. Sounds like a good plan. That's for sure. Well, Aaron, congratulations on the first of what I'm sure will be multiple World of Outlaw wins. Congratulations on that, and thanks for the time today.
Thank you, guys.
There we go. Aaron Reitzel joining us. Man, I'm telling you what, that is so good. We've had Aaron on, I remember it was like 3 years ago on Winter Heat.
Yep.
And we probably talked to him before that, but he really kind of was his coming out, if you will, as far as being on the national stage. And he's continued with ASCS, and he's done well there. He had that 10,000 to win show win last year at Jackson. But, man, this is an exclamation point.
It is. And I've heard for years a lot of people talk about his talent level.
Yeah.
And one thing from that interview that I love was Aaron's honesty. Like, to talk about getting in the car at Vegas and almost spinning out and feeling that rusty, most drivers won't ever admit that stuff. So that was refreshing.
I like that, too. And I liked his quick answer of no to my question. I really do. And that's the difference. Because sometimes you hear people saying, I need to get away from it a little bit. And it works different for different people. But Aaron, there was no denying. There was no gray area on that one.
It was pretty quick.
Pretty quick to answer it, that's for sure. Hey, we need to step away. When we come back, he is the co-host of Open Red, the World of Outlaws podcast, and video expert over at the World Racing Group, Ross Wease. He joins us next.
The National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum in Knoxville, Iowa is proud to announce their feature exhibit for 2018, the Salute to Champion Brian Clausen. Open May 1st through October 1st. See the race cars Brian Clausen drove during his illustrious racing career and the trophies, uniforms, and memorabilia Brian amassed while driving sprint cars, midgets, Indy cars, and NASCAR. The Salute to Champion Brian Clausen exhibit, only at the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum, located in Turn 2 at Knoxville Raceway.
Citywide to countryside, whatever you drive, wherever you go. Hercules Tires has the value, selection, and industry-leading warranty to get you there, no matter where the road takes you. To learn more, visit HerculesTire.com. Hercules Tires, ride on our strength.
O'Reilly.
Restore your vehicle's lost power by cleaning your entire fuel system with Chevron Tech-Run Fuel System Cleaner. Right now, buy one bottle and get one free at O'Reilly Auto Parts, plus get double O-Rewards points on your purchase. Keep your engine clean with Chevron Tech-Run Fuel System Cleaner at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limits apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hi, I'm Jeff Gordon, and now back to Wing Nation.
Welcome back. It is MRN's Wing Nation, presented by Hercules Tires here on the Motor Racing Network. Hey, before we get to Ross Wease, I want to remind you can get your tickets now for the Country 500 at Daytona, Memorial Day weekend, May 25th, 26th, and 27th. Dirks Bentley, Chris Stapleton, Toby Keith, and Sugarland are just some of the major acts that will be on hand. Go to country500.com for more information. All right, let's go back at it, back at the hotline. He is the co-host of the amazingly growing popularity Open Red podcast. Ross Wease is on the line. Hello, Ross. How are you?
I'm great. How are you guys today?
We are doing really, really well. So West Coast, East Coast, where are you at today?
I'm actually in Charlotte this week. I flew back after the Tulare rain out, and I'm here till the Ocean and Bakersfield weekend coming up.
Nice.
Wow,
nice.
Living the fancy life.
Oh, my gosh, that's all fancy. Exactly, yeah.
Ross, I wanted to talk to you today a little bit about the whole Dirt Vision plan for this year. When it was announced, Twitter blew up, social media blew up. I thought it was great for our sport. Talk a little bit about how it came about and how difficult it has been to maybe logistically make it work.
Well, it's something we've been working towards, I think, for a long time. If you go back and kind of look at the Dirt Vision broadcast schedule the past several seasons, we've kind of been kind of growing the number of shows that we do, much like you'd see a sprint car team kind of growing the dates that they do throughout a race season. So we, much like you look at like Ian Madsen and the KCP team and how they've gone from a local to a regional to a nationally touring team, we've kind of tried to grow Dirt Vision in the same way. And every year we've done more and more of these shows live to finally get us to this point to do every race on the schedule.
Indeed. Now, the challenges, I'm always sitting around and I'm wondering the logistic challenges, the high speed. Some of these tracks have low speed internet, all of that. But it sounds like you guys have got a pretty good plan to take care of it so that we have good access along the way.
We've got here in the next couple of weeks, we'll be rolling out on the road. We've got a brand new production trailer that we've had being built the past several weeks. And we're going to have some satellite capabilities on that. So we really shouldn't be hampered by trackside connection anymore, and we've got some other really cool stuff that's going to come because of that we'll be rolling out here in the coming weeks as well.
That's awesome. Ross, when you guys announced the cost of how much it was going to be a membership or a monthly, I thought it was very reasonable. I was wondering what the feedback has been and how many, have you had a lot of people sign up?
Yeah, feedback has been great. The number of people signing up has been great. That was it. It kind of took us a while on our end to get some things sorted out, to have that lined up and ready to go on the back end and everything. And there was a lot of folks in the meantime before we announced it that were maybe kind of trying to speculate on what the price was going to be. But I think the biggest thing that a lot of people overlooked was that it doesn't do us any good at all if we go do this great big effort to do all these races, but then price it where nobody can watch. So our goal from the onset was to do this something that was, something the average fan could get on and be a part of all year long, and truly follow the entire World of Outlaws season story from start to finish.
Amazing. It really, truly is. And yeah, that price point worked out pretty good. I think there was a lot of speculation, and I think in most cases you probably come in under that speculation. So that's really a good plan along the way. Ross, I want to talk about another part of your video production that you do. And I'll share this story quickly. My father, 83 years old, sitting up in northeastern Pennsylvania, and he lives for the 3-minute highlight videos, not only with the World of Outlaws sprint cars, but the World of Outlaws late models and the Super Dirt Car Series modifieds. That's really more where he focuses his attention on it. That has got to be a major task for you guys to the next morning we wake up and see the results of it. That's got to be a major overnight. You guys must burn the midnight oil on those things.
Yeah, there's sometimes there's not too much sleep involved on some of these race weekends, but no, that has become a very big part of our video program in my time here working with the Outlaws. And it's, maybe before this whole Every Race Live initiative, that was kind of started in the same vein. Was, sure, you can read a press release the next morning and look at a list of the full field rundown, but when you can wake up the next morning or the next afternoon when taking your lunch break at work that next day, you can actually watch video and see what happened the night before. It gives you a better vested interest for you to actually see what's happening, and that's we're talking an almost 90 race schedule, so it's all about making it where folks can easily follow this story, this saga of a 10-month season throughout the year to kind of see the ups and downs of each of these race teams and truly see what happens from race night to race night.
Yeah, I love those 3-minute. I mean, I live by, especially when you're on the West Coast and I can't stay up to watch the whole live feed. Ross, another thing you have that you're working on amongst a million is the Open Red podcast with Justin Fiedler, and I think you guys have done a tremendous job with that. Talk a little bit about how that's grown.
It's grown, I think, beyond anything Justin and I even expected that it could have. The weekly audience we have now is growing every week, and it's folks that have listened since episode 1, and folks that just listen once when we have someone on that they want to see, and then they stay for every week after that because they enjoyed the one that they stayed in. But we have a lot of fun. We get to do some great storytelling in an unrestricted, sometimes unfiltered environment, and we have a lot of fun getting to sit down with some of the great voices and personalities in sprint car racing, much like you guys do every week here on Wing Nation, and get to hear just some great stories. And as far as we're concerned, trying to preserve what is hopefully for generations to come an oral history of sprint car racing.
Indeed, and it is good stuff, that's for sure, folks. You need to check that out. You can go to the World of Outlaws page and just punch in Open Red and listen to their podcast. They do a great job. Okay, Ross, before we get you out of here, I was just reading on our screen, our producer Craig Moore put together
I've got the Facebook Live pulled up here in my office while I do
so
this. I see what you're about to reference. It says flips a lot.
Yeah, flips a lot in the Chili Bowl. Is that true?
Oh, I'd like to point out that it was only one. I don't know where he's saying a lot from, but I only flipped once.
You only went over once? I mean, was there multiple flips?
Well, is he saying there was multiple flips, or that I flipped on different occasions?
Either way, it counts flips.
It was only one incident.
Okay.
With multiple flips.
With like once and a half, twice maybe. There's We're still debating.
But who's counting?
The details are kind of fuzzy at this point.
So. Do you keep it on all four in iRacing?
Very rarely.
He got confused. Chili Bowl and iRacing. Maybe he got confused.
Maybe.
It happens.
Ross, it's always a pleasure to hang out and chat with you. We appreciate the time. You guys are doing a great job with Open Red and, of course, the Dirt Vision stuff. We absolutely love it. Congratulations on all of that, and thanks for the time here today.
Thanks, guys. Glad to be here. And Aaron, wanted to say congrats to you before I got off the phone today. I know yesterday was a pretty big, cool day for you. That was a pretty cool announcement that we got to make from our office yesterday, and it was cool to see your reaction to it.
Thank you. It honestly meant a lot, and please tell everyone in the office that it means a great deal to me. It truly does.
Yep. Thank you, guys. Glad to be on.
Indeed. Thanks, Ross. How about that? One of the really good guys. There's so many good. I think that's the thing that there's so much I'm excited about in the sport, and we've talked about the young racers.
Yeah.
Okay, but I'm so excited about young people in other aspects of the sport.
Yeah.
Okay, young people on the media side. You know, there's a lot of time us old guys, like, we want no new kids around. I want all new kids around.
Yeah.
I want kids like Ross Wease who have great creativity, great knowledge, great passion. Anthony Carini. We've had Anthony Carini on the show because I just love having youthful people involved in this sport.
In every aspect.
I talked to Alan Kreitzer up at Lincoln Speedway, and it's great to have young drivers. And it's great to have young crew guys.
Yep.
But if there's nobody young to tell the story,
what do you have?
What do you have?
Yep.
And this is where we're such a good spot with this sport, the depth of the young talent out there on every aspect of this thing. And Ross is a great example of it. That guy has more passion for this sport.
I was just going to say passion. Like,
it's just an unbridled passion for the sport. Likewise, Anthony Carini.
Yep.
And likewise, there's just a lot of these guys. Blake Anderson.
Yeah.
Another young guy that has so much passion for this sport. And I know there's others, and I'm sitting here drawing a blank, and I think about it, but I just love the youth movement in our sport, not only on the track, but every aspect of it. So great stuff. We appreciate Ross spending some time with us here today. We need to step away. When we come back, more Wing Nation.
Aggressive Hydraulics, where we engineer the cylinders that move your business. We specialize in designing and manufacturing purpose-built, application-specific hydraulic cylinders with superior precision and performance, making OEM products stronger, crafting cylinders that operate on a global basis in a wide variety of industries and applications. Get aggressive with your cylinder challenges. AggressiveHydraulics.com.
Looking for custom racewear and embroidery? Do you want your race fans to represent your race team with trendy, original apparel? Contact Classic Ink USA, the new standard in custom screen printing and embroidery, located in Greater Pittsburgh. Classic Ink USA's professional staff utilizes state-of-the-art facilities to transform your ideas into an attractive wearable piece. From custom track swag racewear to trendy quick crew wear, Classic Ink handles it all. Find out how you can get started. Contact Classic Ink USA screen printing and embroidery at the track and on your back.
Sage Fruit is a high-quality grower, packer, and shipper of Washington State apples, pears, and cherries. Sage Fruit believes in sprint car racing. Sage Fruit has been a proud sponsor of sprint cars for the last 15 years and a proud partner of Wing Nation for the last 3 years. We love sprint car racing, and we are there for our sprint car fans. Sage Fruit works hard to deliver an exceptional eating experience. We value our relationship with sprint car fans and appreciate your continued support of Sage Fruit. Ask for Sage Fruit at your local grocer.
This is Terry McCarl, now a guy who's still trying to figure out what's up with that big right rear tire, and a lady who's tried to explain it to him for years. Steve Post and Erin Evernham.
How about that T-Mac bringing us back? And T-Mac sent you a nice hearty congratulations yesterday, too.
I appreciate it. I mean, we had a few on-track incidents, so it's really nice that T-Mac and I are such good
T-Mac's
buds now.
the best. T-Mac's the best. And hey, the Oski race is coming up, so get your tickets at for Terry McCarl's big race out there.
Race.
Party race. Yeah, party race, whatever it is, along the way. Sprint Car Hall of Fame birthday calendar. Monday, Johnny Rutherford, Troy Ruttman. Tomorrow, Bill Simpson, Joey Saldana. How about this? Danny Smith going to click another one over on Thursday. Chet Gardner, Dean Thompson, Andy Granatelli, Don Droud Jr. today. But this one here, every time I go to Phoenix, I think about this one. And I just got back from Phoenix. Wendy McDonald, 2014 inductee into the Sprint Car Hall of Fame, the voice of Manzanita Speedway, and nobody, and I mean nobody, did it like Wendy.
No.
The tone, the staccato, the excitement, the enthusiasm. I am telling you, that is a one-of-a-kind voice.
Absolutely.
His family moved from Oklahoma to Phoenix, and they lived in a tent. Wendy helped some of his buddies build race cars. In April of 1957, he was asked by a promoter if he'd ever announced a race, and he lied and said, oh, yeah, I got this. He got a one-week gig that lasted 50 years. He was the brainchild of the Western World Finals, which was an epic event. Also the brainchild of the Arizona Auto Racing Hall of Fame. I actually got to that last year. And sadly, 82 years old. He died in 2016, so 2 years ago. But those are the stories. William Wendy McDonald. I am telling you, I'll go on YouTube at times just to listen to him call a race.
Yeah, he was incredible. And the nickname, that's one of my favorite nicknames.
I listened to him, J.J. Yaley, a single-car qualifying run. I listened to Wendy McDonald, and I'm standing in the grandstand screaming at a single-car qualifying run of J.J. Yaley. I'm like, that guy is so good. It is absolutely amazing. Hey, let's take a look at our upcoming calendar. This is presented by Aggressive Hydraulics. Thursday, Brad Sweet's going to join us on our MRN Wing Nation Weekend podcast presented by Hefner Racing Products. And this one here, DJ Foose going to join us on MAV TV, our Sage Fruit Show, on Saturday to talk about racing in Ohio. Thanks to Aaron Reitzel and to Ross Wease for joining us here today.
Wing Nation has been brought to you by Hercules Tires and by Grunt Style. Wing Nation can be found on demand at MRN.com, iTunes, Google Play, YouTube, and SoundCloud. Wing Nation is a production of the Motor Racing Network. All rights reserved.